morning and welcome to Great Day Washington, everybody. We were talking about getting our faces smashed with cupcakes. I'm Kristen Brissette Harris.
And I'm Ellen Bryan. We have a great show for you today. We are talking about safety tips for your pets during this Thanksgiving holiday. So many things that could be harmful to them we don't even know about.
And I'm going to take you on a fun tour of ICE at Gaylord on the Potomac and all the fun to be had there. But first, we want to talk about a very important topic, adoption and foster care. Around 400,000 children are in foster care in the United States, and many of them need temporary homes and permanent homes.
So joining us now are two top advocates who help bring awareness to foster care and adoption in the U.S. Please help us welcome John and Mindi Prather.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Grand entrance for some grand people.
Yes.
Wonderful. Please come have a seat.
Thank you.
Master the steps there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here.
Of course.
This is kind of your personal journey that's now turned into the message that you're spreading to everyone
Yes.
else. You have kids that are adopted, and you did the foster process as well.
Yes, absolutely. As soon as we got married, we took foster care classes because we knew that this is how we wanted to build our family. So
Yeah, we wanted to have adopted kids. We connected on that very early. We
Yes.
also wanted to have biological kids, so we just got started right after we got married.
Why was having adoptive kids so important to you?
Yeah, it was something I always wanted to do, and I kind of knew that there were kids who needed homes. I had no idea the gravity of the situation and how many kids there are that need, a safe, loving home. Again, some of them temporary and some of them permanent. But the more we got into it, the more eye-opening it was, and it was something we connected on really early.
Yeah,
and
we
we
did.
both kind of have a heart for kids, and especially for kids who are in a vulnerable place.
Giving them a loving, caring home that they are
Yes.
missing at that moment.
Yes.
So you started with it by fostering.
Yes.
we did, yes.
Okay.
We started, we immediately got a foster son, and he reunified with his birth family. And then we got the call about our daughter, who we fostered, and now she's adopted. We adopted her. Then we had biological twins, and then we got the phone call that our adopted daughter had a sister. So now we are also fostering to adopt her. So we have 4 children under 3 years old.
That is a lot.
Yes.
That is a lot. What about for people who are at home hearing your story and thinking, I always have heard the troubled kids are in foster care. Do I want to bring that into my home, especially if you have other children of your own?
Yeah.
What is that process like?
It's, can be a difficult process to navigate, but it's actually, once you bring a child in, it is so amazing. And there's a lot of some stigma out there and some misinformation. And we've found with all the kids that we work with doing different projects and things, that it actually is much easier than a lot of people think or that a lot of people have seen.
Yeah,
and it's
a lot of these kids just want loving,
Yeah.
stable homes, and they deserve that.
They haven't
And
had it.
yeah, and I would say to anyone, don't let the fear stop you. If you're curious about this process, if you've always wondered, take a class. And there's a lot of misinformation, but there's a lot of, this is why we do this, so that we
Yeah.
can shine positive light on this situation.
What's the difference between fostering and adoption? 'Cause I think there's a little
Yes.
miscommunication there too.
Yes. Fostering, the goal, the first goal is reunification with the birth parents. So when you foster, the child goes through a process of trying to reunify with the birth parents. That's not always possible, and that situation doesn't always work out. And then adoption is the best option for that child. And so, if you can start out fostering and see how it is.
Right.
Some children are adoptable who are in the foster care system right now. So you just kind of get started with fostering and then see if adoption's for you, or you can go into it knowing that you want to adopt right from the beginning.
Do you have any tips for parents who, as they go through the process, I'm sure it's a long journey, emotional journey as well. Any tips as they're starting this process?
Yes, I think the things that we have learned is to be resilient, be open-minded, be flexible, and stay positive.
And be patient.
And be patient.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of
Patient,
time.
yeah. Well, parenting, requires a lot of
Yeah,
patience.
all those things are with all of our kids. So.
All of our kids, yes.
You always hear about how long it takes to adopt a child. You
Yeah.
decide you want to adopt a child, and now it's taking a long time.
Yes, it can take a long, it does require
With
some
our
patience.
daughter, it took about 2.5 years for her. Again, we started out fostering her first, and she was adopted within about 2.5 years. But that is not normal. The time frame can be, short or long.
Yeah.
There is no set time frame that it'll take.
Yeah, it's a case-by-case basis,
Yeah, it really
especially
is.
in foster care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know some you hear too with having the conversation with your child, especially now that you have biological and adoptive. What has that conversation been like so that she and everybody understands?
Yeah.
For us, it's been great. It's just more of a natural thing. Adoption is a normal word. It's a very positive word.
Yes.
We are, very close with the birth family on both sides. So for her,
Yeah.
it's just going to be natural, the same way it is for all of our children, our biological children. So us, it's a very natural thing. So she'll just kind of come into it. She'll obviously have questions, but the girls will come into it just naturally, knowing about it, knowing what it is, and always knowing it's a positive and great thing.
Yeah.
And you talked about the great need too, right?
Yes.
There's like
Yes.
400,000 children who need a home.
400,000 children who need temporary or permanent homes. Of those 400,000, roughly about 100,000 need permanent homes, and the rest, they may need permanent homes. They may just need temporary homes. And all I can say is, please, if you're curious, do take a class. Like, I highly encourage it, because I don't think people realize that these kids are out there.
And it's very worth it. It is, I cannot explain to you how amazing it is. And you get through it, and there are some difficult points of the journey, but it is absolutely amazing and worth every single second. So like Mindi said earlier, don't be afraid to just get started, just kind of find your way into it, and you'll know if it's for you. And we always
Yes.
say, your kid will find you. It really,
Yeah.
it's funny how that works. It's amazing.
Is there somewhere real quick that people can go to find those classes? Where do you recommend getting the right information?
Foster care is very localized to your community, so
Okay.
I would go on and just look up any orientation classes. That will be your first step, is an orientation class in your local area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mindy and John, thanks so much
Yes,
for being
absolutely.
here,
Thanks
sharing
for
your
having us.
story,
Yes.
Yes,
and
of
giving
course.
these kids such loving homes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks so much.
absolutely.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.